you'll learn through this channel, through this podcast, that those experiences shape me into the person that I am. And not only that, I think it's a love letter. This podcast is the journey and my love letter to Chicago. Welcome to Growing Up in Chicago. And what is growing up in Chicago? Well, I'll tell you. There are specific things that I feel like the world needs to know that were poignant in most of our lives. There are certain things that people from Chicago share that connects us that I think people don't know about, but I think they deserve the experience. I decided to do it because of those things, because I love Chicago. I love being from Chicago, the actual city, not the suburb. I'm from the north side. Most people think, oh, she's black, she's from the south side. And I've learned that from living in Atlanta, LA, and New York, that when I would tell people I'm from Chicago, they're like, oh, the south side? Like, I know, like, and I'm like, I'm not from the south side, but my family is. That kind of leads me into the first story of growing up in Chicago. Born on the south side, University of Chicago Hospital. My grandfather, he moved to the north side in the 70s, even though he purchased the property on the south side in the 50s. Shout out to Woodlawn. That was my family building. So that's where I lived until she got an apartment on the north side, Belmont and Broadway to be exact. I like to be specific, because you ever watch somebody's story about where they're from and they say, yeah, my high school. I'll be like, which one? Like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause if I know somebody that went to the same school as me or know, you know, it's that connection. I'm like, be detailed, but not too much. But you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the best way to just explain it is, I always tell people that the way I grew up in Chicago is like if Carlton, if you're familiar with the Fresh Prince, if Carlton went to go visit Will in West Philly every summer, that's what I kind of make the connection with me and how I grew up. Because, you know, living on the north side, it was different. Chicago was very segregated, unbeknownst to a lot of people. There are some very positive, very vibrant and beautiful parts of the south side of Chicago. That's where a lot of black people from the south during the Great Migration came to, or were forced or pushed to, but they took care of their neighborhoods and they raised some great people. That's another reason why you'll be enjoying this journey with this podcast, this YouTube channel, is because, you know, we need to see authentic stories about us. So, well, it's like black people like, with that being said, my mom would take me to the building she grew up in on weekends and in the summer. That's where I spent the time, because, like I said, my grandfather owned the building. So we had the first floor, and then my auntie had the third floor, and she had 5 kids. So that's where all my cousins were. So this was lit for me. So because my family's in the building, you know, this is the late 80s, early 90s. We outside, we playing bubblegum in the dish. How many bubblegums do you wish? And then somebody say something like 18. We like, why you doing that? We finna be here all day. Why you gotta make that many bubblegums? Was outside playing, this living. And I feel like the best things about it is that we had a candy lady. Y'all know about the candy lady. Right through the alley, it was a lady in her apartment. She sold candy. When you went up in there, I remember it was a table and it was like candy. And then she had them icy cups in the freezer. You eating that styrofoam. Oh, it's me saying it up. I would be over there all the time. And so my mom, she said, she's like, you know, that's why I made sure I kept you on the south side, so you can get that experience, so you can get that culture, so you can be around your people. Because she knew the north side was not necessarily what the world is. And not only that, I need to know who I am and where I'm from. You need to be over here with these kids and be with your cousins and your family and be around your culture. You need to know. I loved it. I felt the difference in living in the two and being in the two. So one day, we were going over there and I had this cute little outfit on. Like, I would make my mom, you know what I'm saying? My mom got me ready in the morning. We had a little Barrett container. And so I had my little outfit, I'm ready. So I remember what that journey was like, because I love taking public transportation. I love going on this journey. I'm a Leo. I like to be outside. I'm like, oh, we're going on a trip. Let me get my outfit. I mean, since a kid. So we stop at Woolworth. This is how old this story is. If you don't know what that is, child. So we go down to the Woolworth, and you know, black parents, they give you that speech before they go. Don't touch nothing, don't look at nothing, don't see. They do the whole thing. I go in there, I know, I'm just like, I'm happy to be going outside. I ain't gonna even ask, I ain't gonna say nothing. My mom's like, we get to the register, she's like, well, Lauren, do you want to pick something? And I was like, is it Christmas? You know, like a Jimmy Stewart movie. It's Christmas. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just like freaking out. And so I remember at the front under the register, they would have, what's the name? Like little candies and stuff. And they had these sunglasses. And it was plastic blue sunglasses. And there was a picture of an elephant. And the elephant was like, and I was like, I want them, right? Then the elephant was like, you're gonna have a great day. I'm like, I'm trying to be like that elephant, boo. And so mom was like, okay, she got them little glasses. Boy, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. When I put on them shades, baby, Versace who? Versace what? Child, let me tell you, I put on them shades. We went downtown. We got on that 14 Jeffrey bus. I was, boy, you couldn't tell. I feel like I was on Soul Train, honey. You couldn't tell me nothing. Look at me, I'm rubbing my legs. I forgot I'm on camera. Jesus. Y'all done probably seen the little praise and glory. That's all right. So boom, I'm on a bus. I'm feeling it. This is from our real Chicagoans. Y'all remember going at South Shore Drive, like that South Side speed hump, and your stomach would kind of drop. Remember they fixed it? I feel like Chicago ain't been the same since then. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. So when we go on the South Side speed hump, it's a sunny day, y'all. And I tell you, listen, it was a wonderful day. We get to the boom. We get off the 14 Jeffrey. We're walking down 67th, headed to Ridgeland. Got my shades on, feeling good. My mama take me upstairs. My auntie Gina is frying some fried bologna sandwiches. But I was like, sometimes my North Side would kick out. I was like, can I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And she would make one for me. She ain't had no problem giving her niece. But she's like, okay, baby, I got you. I'm like, thank you, Auntie Gina. And so, boom, me and my cousin, Michael, and because we're the same age, so we like, hey, cousin. And then she had 3 older siblings and then 1 younger sibling. And so it was 5 of them total. So I would go over there. That was the fun house. Like, all my cousins, what? So then we would go outside, play and stuff, play it, whatever. Like I said, bubble gum in the dish. So, child, it was some little girl that, I probably wasn't trying to be real humble. But I don't know what it was, but Shorty was not feeling me. Yeah, she was like bullying me around and pushing me and just being real mean. And I'd be like, stop, don't do that. Back in the day, you roll your eyes and snap your fingers and all that. So I'm giving her the whole wop, I'm giving her all the combos. And so she was getting meaner and meaner though. So then my big cousin like, you your family. Oh, remember the family place back in the day? All your cousins get somebody else's cousins. It's gonna go down. Please do not mess with a person that ain't whole family. So she like, you been bothering my cousin, do not, I kick your ass. Like, the older cousins could cuss. And it's like, I kick your ass. And I don't think she said but, maybe she did, but I don't know. I heard ass. Is it ass that's being kicked today? That's what I heard. Okay, boom. So what happened? We were standing in front of our building. So we all on a porch, and it was like a little raised little part of ledge, and then some people were sitting on there. So I'm standing on the stairs, and I'm like, yeah, my cousin going in on her older sister, whoever she was. Her older sister and my older cousin were arguing, and I looked at her, and I was like I licked my tongue out of her. This heifer ran up on me. It still hurts to this day. And she stole my glasses off my face. I saw red. I was like, no. And she ran, and I started running after her. Now, because I was like in the little cousin group, we had boundaries. We couldn't go by. Remember back in the day, they'd be like, you can't go past Miss Jackson's house. If I catch your ass down there past Miss Jackson's house, I'm gonna beat your ass. And then, of course, you go past Miss Jackson's house, and now you in the house and everybody outside. Anyway, so my barrier, my border was the alley. Y'all could play in the alley, but don't take your other side, because from my building, you can't see. Somebody could be right there in front of that building, and my family couldn't see it. Child, she ran past the alley. I ran past the alley, risking my whole life. She ran. Then she got to 67th Street, and she ran past 67th Street. Now, I told this story, and I was saying that 67th Street was a 4-lane street, like 67 ain't no. And my family's letting me tell this story. I'm like, why would y'all let me miss that deep? Like, anyway. But to a kid, I think I said that because it's a big street. And so, you 6'7", like, I'm not gonna run across no street like that by myself. I didn't already risk my life crossing the alley, and she ran past 67th Street, and I saw them cars whipping. And she just disappeared somewhere in that golf course. I don't know where she was. And I turned around, and I was just, Bald. Walking back down the block, past the alley, and the fight had resolved at that point. My family won because she didn't want no motherfucking smoke. My Uncle Tris came out and shut it down because he lived in the building. He was like, hey, you know, everybody take your, you know, go home. Uncle Tris was cool. You saw Uncle Tris. It was time to shut it down, okay? So everybody left. You know, respectful kids. We know we out here wilding or whatever. And then I just remember grabbing his leg and I was like, Uncle Tris. Oh, damn. Why? Full Martin mode, damn. Snot bubbles. He was like, what's wrong, baby? Like, he patted me on my back. What's wrong, baby? I was like, the girl, I couldn't even talk. I was incoherent. And mind you, I wore bangs, you know, bangs, but I couldn't remember what they were, for the word for it for some reason. I was like, the girl with the curly hair. It's the girls in the front. She stole my glasses. Now, mind you, this was going on like 4 o'clock. It was like that dusky hour. Why are you still wearing shades, Lauren? It's not that sunny out, but you can't tell me shit with them motherfucking elephant glasses, okay? So I'm like, I'm gonna trans. I am like, the girl with the curly hair. Y'all, I'm so oh, he's like, it's okay, baby. He consoled me. And it was like, everybody go back inside and like shut it down. And I ain't even go up to my auntie's house. I had to stay down at my grandmother's house. You know, grandmas, they don't be trying to entertain your ass. You a kid. They like, you happy you were here. Shit. So I was in the front room. She let me stay in the front though. I was in the front room. I was in that window all night. Like, she's gonna come back outside. I'm gonna see her. I ain't never seen that girl again in my life. Oh my gosh, my uncle had to tell my mom, you know, she a Gemini, she all over. He was like, something happened. She was like, what? He was like, somebody stole her glasses. And actually, that's probably the worst thing that could have happened to my Leo ass. She was like, oh, wow. Any other child would be all right. Me, I know she was like, Lauren is devastated. It was just a violation, y'all. How you gonna take something off my face? I am wearing it. I didn't even put it down. You came to me and said, what? Oh, damn, it still hurts. And if you laughing right now, you ain't shit. Ah, damn. Whew. So, look forward to that and more. Nah, straight up, this is growing up in Chicago.